Hey, how's it going, everybody? Charlie Wilson here, aka Sinister Charlie. Welcome back. Hi. Yeah, we've got some more Fat Electrician as usual. Are you surprised? I'm not. Anyway, the A1 Skyraider trolls the enemy with a toilet bomb in the kitchen sink. I like toilets. It's watching. What the hell is going for
Today we're talking about the most versatile airplane of all time, capable of doing reconnaissance, delivering nuclear warheads, and everything in between. It is the only plane to literally hit the enemy with the kitchen sink and the direct forefather of the A-10 Warthog. Ladies
Well, we probably should have had bombs. I mean, that would have worked.
and gentlemen, the A1 Skyraider.
Don't need to throw kitchen sinks everywhere. Beep-da-da-da-dee-da-da-doo-da-doo. Beep-bop-beep, and a shooting stuff. Beep bop boop, toilet bomb. Okay, I thought it was gonna end there. Rigga-ragga-doo.
All right, here's what you need to know. This plane is the epitome of old man strength. Coming into service in 1946, well into the era of jet-propelled aircraft, it still had a propeller, meaning that most people thought that it was obsolete before it ever even left the assembly
Navy
line. But what those people didn't take into consideration is this wasn't just any prop engine. This was a Wright R3350 duplex Cyclone engine running on 18 cylinders and cranking out 3,700 horsepower.
Impressive.
Very nice.
Very nice.
This enormous engine is the same engine from the B-29 Super Fortress, and they stuck it inside of an attack plane so small that it could land and take off from an aircraft carrier. This thing is the Wright brothers' equivalent of a crotch rocket. The Skyraider is so powerful that it can carry 17,000 pounds worth of bombs, despite the fact that the plane itself only weighs 11,000 pounds. To put that into perspective, that is more ordnance than the B-17 could carry at the time. Or we could even compare it to the world heavyweight champion, the B-52, aka Buffy the Forehead Slayer, that's world-renowned for its ability to carry a bunch of bad guy to baloney mist technology on board. The Buff carries about 70,000 pounds worth of ordnance, but it weighs 183,000 pounds. Okay, if you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm trying to tell you that the Skyraider might be the pound-for-pound champion when it comes to putting warheads on foreheads. And here's the kicker with that, that's not even its whole job. It could do literally everything else. This plane was so versatile that there were over 30 different variants. It's done everything from low-level reconnaissance to close air support to electronic warfare to even being capable of delivering nuclear warheads from a carrier. And none of that's even the scariest part of this aircraft. The scariest part is the pilots. This aircraft went into service in 1946 and stayed in service until the 1980s. I'm going to say that again, but slower. This is a combat aircraft running on a propeller in the 1980s.
Yeah, propellers in the 1980s. Yeah, Top Gun had already come out. I don't know. That's pretty nuts.
Earning it nicknames like the Flying Anachronism or the Super Spad, which is a reference to the biplane from World War I. If you're not picking up what I'm putting down, I'm trying to tell you, you have to be a special flavor of badass to look at all the existing aircrafts at America's disposal in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s, like the SR-71, the F-14, the F-15.
Is that the plane from X-Men?
In 80s, like the SR-71, the F-14, the F-15, the F-18, all of those were available, and they're like, nah, give me the one with the propeller. I'm gonna do this shit on hardcore mode. And boy, did they. Here's the thing, this wasn't like a cargo plane or some other type of specialty plane with a very particular job. No, this was an attack plane that was going to be flying low and slow, close air support.
By the way, this movie, sorry, I keep pausing, but this movie, I think this is from We Were Soldiers.
Particular job. No, this was an attack plane that was...
I'm pretty sure this is from We Were Soldiers, and this is filmed in Fort Hunter Liggett. This is where I was in the Seabees, so this is where we did our FTX, or field exercises. Notice that this is supposed to take place in Vietnam, this movie, with the, the rolling hills and the oak trees. I don't know what kind of trees those are, but those definitely aren't palm trees. It looks just like Vietnam. Sorry, that always pissed me off about that movie. I don't know why they filmed there. Anyway, sorry.
It's going to be flying low and slow, close air support in the era of jets. It's a pretty good thing that the Skyraider has that big-ass engine, because I don't think many airframes could get off the ground carrying the sheer weight of these pilots' nuts. Not only did they have the courage to occupy the same airspace as these vastly superior fighter jets, they had the audacity to win anyways. During the Korean War, the enemy started referring to the Skyraider simply as the blue one. Okay, stop. Do you know how much ass you have to whoop before an entire group of people starts associating a color with a bad time? I mean, you literally have to hit the enemy with the kitchen sink to pull that off. Yeah, yeah, they did this. In August of 1952, they ratchet strapped the kitchen sink onto a 1,000-pound bomb before dropping it in combat. And I'm just gonna level with you, it only gets more ridiculous from here. Fast forward to the Vietnam War, Skyraiders were credited with downing MiG-17 fighter jets with their guns. They crazy. Shot down vastly superior fighter jets with their machine guns in combat. A seemingly impossible task, and then they did it twice.
It's not the plane. It's the pilot.
And on the off chance that that wasn't ridiculous enough, in November of 1965, to commemorate the 6 millionth pound of ordnance dropped during the Vietnam War, the Skyraiders would rig up a specialty toilet to drop on the enemy. You can't make this up. I love it so much because the Skyraider is the A-10 Warthog's dad, and this is the ultimate dad joke. It's literally trying to flush out communism. In conclusion, the Skyraider is the ultimate underdog story. An airplane that was considered to be obsolete before it ever even left the assembly line would go on to become one of the most versatile aircrafts of all time. Pound for pound capable of delivering more warheads on more foreheads than the B-52, and so dominant in combat that it literally made the enemies fear the color blue. Oh my god, I'm rhyming. Anyways, it's also the only aircraft to literally hit the enemy with the kitchen sink, and then they had to one-up themselves and flush out communism with the toilet because that shit stinks. Anyways, thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some.
I get a feeling he really doesn't like communism. I don't
merch at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.
Pooping on the enemy with a big toilets, and we're gonna. I don't know. So that's it. I can't anymore. Yeah. All right. There you go. The A1 Skyraider. Yeah, it's interesting. I every time I see that scene from We Were Soldiers, any scene from We Were Soldiers where they're when they finally end up in Vietnam, it just pisses me off. I'm a stickler for proper sets and stuff. Anyway, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe down below. Makes me feel real good inside and helps out the channel. Yeah, and I hope you all have a great rest of the week. Bye.